What would you do if the family you loved turned on you in a single, shattering moment? I never thought I'd find myself at the center of such a storm, least of all during a quiet Sunday dinner at my in-laws' house. The clink of silverware, the hum of soft laughter, and the warmth of shared stories filled the air until my wife's sister, Claire, dropped a bombshell that changed everything. I'm Ethan Carter, a financial advisor who built a modest but honest life with my wife, Lily. We'd been married for 6 years, and while our life wasn't perfect, it was ours built on trust, late-night talks, and dreams of starting a family. Lily's family had always been close-knit, and I'd worked hard to earn their respect. Her parents, George and Margaret, treated me like a son. Her younger brother, Sam, saw me as a mentor. But Claire? Claire was different. She was sharp, ambitious, and always carried a glint of suspicion in her eyes when it came to me. I never knew why, but I brushed it off, chalking it up to her protective nature over Lily. That evening, the dining room glowed with the soft light of a chandelier. The table was set with Margaret's best china, and the smell of roasted lamb and rosemary filled the room. We were celebrating George's retirement, a milestone that had brought us all together. Laughter flowed as freely as the wine, and I felt a rare sense of belonging. Then, as dessert was served, Margaret's famous peach, Cobbler Claire, set her glass down with a deliberate clink. "Ethan," she said, her voice cutting through the chatter like a knife, "we need to talk about the $200,000. The room fell silent. Lily's fork froze midair. George's smile faded, and Sam's eyes darted between me and Claire. I felt my pulse quicken, but I kept my face neutral. "What are you talking about, Claire?" I asked, my tone steady. She leaned forward, her eyes locked on mine. "Don't play dumb. I know you've been siphoning money from Mom and Dad's retirement fund. I checked the accounts. There's $200,000 missing, and it all points to you." The accusation hit like a punch to the gut. Lily's hand found mine under the table, but her grip was tentative, searching. Margaret gasped, and George's face hardened. Sam just stared, his mouth slightly open. I could feel the weight of their eyes, the sudden shift from warmth to suspicion. But I wasn't guilty. I hadn't touched a cent of their money. Still, Claire's words hung in the air, poisoning the moment. "Claire, that's a serious claim," I said, keeping my voice calm. "Do you have proof?" She smirked, pulling out her phone. "I have bank statements, Ethan. Transfers to an account linked to your name. You're a financial advisor, right? You know how to cover your tracks, but not well enough." Lily's hand slipped from mine. "Ethan," she whispered, her voice trembling. That hurt more than Claire's words. My wife, the one person who knew me better than anyone, was looking at me with doubt. I wanted to scream, to demand they trust me, but I knew that wouldn't help. I needed to stay composed. I needed the truth. "Let me see those statements," I said. Claire slid her phone across the table, and I scanned the screen. Sure enough, there were transfers large enough to an account with my name. My heart sank. Someone had gone to great lengths to frame me. But who? And why? Before I could respond, the front door creaked open, and a voice broke the tension. "Sorry I'm late." It was Sam's girlfriend, Tara, breezing into the room with her usual chaotic energy. She was a recent addition to the family gatherings, a freelance artist with a knack for showing up at the worst possible moments. Her bright smile faltered as she sensed the mood. Did I miss something?" Claire ignored her, pressing on. "Well, Ethan, explain yourself." I took a deep breath, my mind racing. Tara's arrival had given me a moment to think, and something clicked. The account number on Claire's phone looked familiar, not because it was mine, but because I'd seen it before in a different context. Last month, I'd helped Sam set up a new investment account for a small business. The account was in my name temporarily, a common practice until the paperwork was finalized. Could that be it? "Claire," I said, "this account isn't what you think. It's tied to Sam's business. I set it up for him, and it's still in my name until the transfer paperwork clears. There's no theft here. Sam's eyes widened. Wait, that's true. I forgot to tell you, Claire. Ethan was helping me out. The money's for my new shop. Claire's face faltered, but she wasn't ready to back down. That's convenient, she snapped. Why wasn't I told about this? Because it was my deal. Deal, Sam said, his voice firm. I didn't want to worry anyone until it was finalized. Ethan's been managing it for me. The money's all there, Claire. You can check the business records. The room was still tense, but the air shifted. George leaned back, exhaling. Margaret's hand went to her chest, relief washing over her. Lily's eyes met mine, and I saw the guilt in them. She hadn't believed me. Not fully in that stone. But I couldn't focus on that now. I had to clear my name. Tara, who'd been quietly watching, piped up. You know, Claire, you could have asked Ethan first. He's been nothing but good to this family. Her words were soft but pointed, and they landed like a dart. Claire flushed, her confidence cracking. Tara, the outsider, had just shifted the narrative, reminding everyone of the trust I'd earned over years. I pulled out my laptop, logged into the business account, and showed the family the records. Every dollar was accounted for investments, not theft. Claire's accusation crumbled, but her pride kept her silent. She mumbled an apology, but it was half-hearted. The damage was done, not to my reputation, but to our relationship. Claire, I said, my voice low but firm, I get that you're protective. But you didn't just accuse me, try to tear down everything I've built with this family. Next time, talk to me first. My words weren't angry, but they carried the weight of years of unspoken tension. She looked away, and the table stayed quiet. Dinner resumed, but the warmth was gone. Lily squeezed my hand, her eyes apologetic. Later, she'd pull me aside, tears in her eyes, promising she'd never doubt me again. I believed her, but the scar remained. Tara, surprisingly, became my unexpected ally that night, her blunt honesty cutting through Claire's assumptions. She wasn't family yet, but she'd earned my respect. As we drove home, Lily rested her head on my shoulder. I'm sorry, she whispered. I nodded, but my mind was elsewhere. Claire's accusation wasn't just a mistake, it was a betrayal. I'd proven my innocence, but the real cost was the fracture in our family. Trust, once broken, doesn't mend easily. Yet, as I looked at Lily, I knew we'd fight to rebuild it, not for Claire, but for us. The night taught me something. Truth can win, but love takes work. And maybe, just maybe, Tara's unexpected voice was the reminder we all needed that family isn't just blood. It's the people who stand by you when the table turns.